Our top story, ED's attached 752 crore worth of properties of Associated Journals Limited and Young Indian, companies connected to Sonia and Rahul Gandhi in the National Herald case. Remember, Sonia and Rahul Gandhi were questioned by ED on this matter. Young Indian's equity in AJL has been labelled as proceeds of crime by ED. In fact, the agencies also attached all the Herald House properties in Delhi, Lucknow and Mumbai. Congress, meanwhile, has hit back, with party chief Mallikarjun Kharge calling it an indication of BJP's panic amid the ongoing elections.
The Enforcement Directorate has cracked its whip in the National Herald matter. The Enforcement Directorate, taking cognizance of a private complaint that was filed by then BJP MP Subramanian Swamy in Patiala House Court, initiated a money laundering investigation in this matter. And that's where, after questioning both Sonia Gandhi and also Rahul Gandhi and also conducting searches in this matter, today the Enforcement Directorate has issued a statement stating that they have attached properties worth 752 crore in connection with this National Herald money laundering investigation. And if you could see the breakup of the 752 odd crore properties that have been attached by the Enforcement Directorate, of which 662 crore worth properties belong to Associated Journal Limited. This is the company that was publishing Congress mouthpiece National Herald, and also 90 crore worth assets of Young Indian, another company that was incorporated by Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and others in this particular case. So in total, 752 crore worth properties have been attached by the Enforcement Directorate in connection with the National Herald money laundering investigation. Also, very importantly, the Enforcement Directorate sources say that among the list of properties that have been attached, that also include the National Herald House in New Delhi and also the Nehru Bhavan in Lucknow, and National Herald House properties in both Mumbai and Gurugram are among the properties that have been attached by the Enforcement Directorate. So what's next in this particular matter? Now the Enforcement Directorate questioned Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and others. They also conducted searches. Now they have attached the property. So that means next, what we can expect from the Enforcement Directorate is to name Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi and others as accused in this National Herald matter, and then file a charge sheet before the competent court, which is the Delhi Rouse Avenue Court in the National Capital. But the Congress party raises a very important pertinent question, that where is the FIR based on which the Enforcement Directorate registered this money laundering investigation? For an Enforcement Directorate to initiate a money laundering investigation, there has to be a scheduled effort. In this particular case, there is no FIR by police or CBI, but a mere private complaint that was lodged by Subramanian Swamy before the Patel House Court seems to be the case on which Enforcement Directorate has initiated this investigation.
Staying with political news, the BJP's hit back at Rahul Gandhi and asked him to apologize after the Congress MP blamed PM Modi for India's World Cup loss. Addressing a rally in Rajasthan's Barmer, Rahul Gandhi indirectly blamed the Prime Minister for India's loss to Australia in the World Cup final. The BJP was quick to hit back, asking Rahul to learn from past how whenever Gandhi's abused Prime Minister Modi, it has only gone on to raise the PM's political stocks.
ये ऐसे शब्द का प्रयोग किया है जो गाली है। प्रधानमंत्री की पद की गरिमा के बारे में ऐसे शब्दों का प्रयोग, जिस हमारे नेता को दुनिया सम्मान दे रही है, क्या हो गया राहुल गांधी को? तो सीखते नहीं। उनकी माताजी ने कहा था मौत का सौदागर गुजरात में, कांग्रेस पार्टी हवा हो गई, देश में भी हवा हो रही है, आगे और हो जाएगी। लेकिन राहुल गांधी का अस्तर क्या हो गया है, ये उसका संकेत।
Now, it's the 10th day of rescue operations in Uttarkashi, where 41 workers are still trapped inside the tunnel, a portion of which had crashed. But there's a glimmer of hope, as the first images of the trapped workers was shared by the rescue team today, showing all the workers interacting via an endoscopic camera. Today, government officials in a briefing said that there is a multi-pronged approach which is currently underway and being followed to rescue the workers, and that the government was hopeful to bring all 41 men out alive. However, the officials refused to give any timeline.
ठीक है कैमरा ऊपर।
सारे लोग ठीक है तो कैमरे में अपने आप को दिखाएं, हाथ खड़ा करें, अच्छे से मुस्कुराएं, हम तुम्हारे पास जल्दी पहुंचेंगे, घबराएं नहीं।
सबको बुलाओ, एक एक आदमी को देखेगा। एक एक आदमी आए कैमरे के पास,
एक एक आदमी कैमरे के पास आते रहे, ताकि आपके परिजनों को हम दिखाएंगे हम सबको।
बामा कोई दिक्कत बनो नोडे कंपनी हो से नुको एंते ये वाला पर्यटन विभाग वाला खूब को ध्यान का लिया उना लगे तो कोई दिक्कत बांग ना हाँ उन्ना में घोटाले चलाओ कन गया तो बांग घटा करना चला नोडे वाला व्यवस्था ठीक को एम को लिया चेतान रे
Their heads covered with hard hats, faces glistening with hope. 41 workers trapped in a Uttarakhand tunnel for 10 days were seen for the first time this morning. A camera pushed through a 6-inch pipe and walkie-talkies connected them to the scores of rescuers working overtime to bring them back and to their relatives praying for good news.
कल जो वीडियो वगैरह आई देखी आप?
वीडियो देखी है मतलब एक आंखी से हम कमज़ोर हैं दिखाई नहीं पड़ता तो उस पर हम पहचान नहीं पाते छोटा मतलब जो फोटो है नहीं पहचान पाते हैं जैसे बड़े स्क्रीन पर हो तो हम पहचान सकते हैं।
अच्छा तो अब किसी अधिकारी वगैरह से बात हुई आपकी जब से यहाँ पे हैं आप?
हाँ जिला प्रशासन ये कह रहे थे कि हाँ सब ठीक है चिंता मत करना।
This as the government today said the situation in Uttarakhand was extremely serious and challenging, and that the workers are trapped between a cave-in and a closed end. The fresh 5-point rescue plan is focusing on horizontal drilling that will create a shaft. At the same time, vertical drilling is also being tried.
Medicines, essential medicines, ऐसे closed environment में आमतौर पर विटामिन डी, विटामिन सी की खास जरूरत होती है. Efforts have been made to push in these items. Families, a few families of the trapped workers have been transported there.
82 से आई है भैया।
क्या करेगी
ये बोरिंग करेगी।
कैसे करेगी बोरिंग?
सर ऊपर से नीचे सुरंग में।
कितना है इसका मीटर?
ये तो 80 मीटर में है।
आपको क्या बोल के वहाँ से बुलाया कि
हमको यही बोला है कि 1 मीटर डाया से बोर करना है वर्टिकल ड्रिल मारना है और 85 मीटर कुछ है वो बोल रहा है
जो 41 लोग फंसे उनके?
हाँ उनके लिए सर।
कैमरे पे पता चलता है हम आपको यहाँ से देख रहे हैं।
उसको बोलो वॉकी टॉकी अगर पाइप के पास ला सकते हो तो।
Nobody knows the exact time when this operation will get over, but today's breakthrough has given a lot of hope to the laborers who are stuck inside the tunnel as well as to those who are engaged in the rescue operations. With colleague Kishore Rawat and camera person Prem Singh in Uttarkashi, Mohammad Ghazali for NDTV.
Meanwhile, the Congress has released its manifesto for the upcoming assembly elections in Rajasthan. Host of promises have been made by the party, which includes a caste survey as soon as the Congress returns to power in the state. More jobs for youth at Panchayat level, a law to benefit gig workers, as well as more English medium schools. All these have been included in Congress's manifesto. Keeping in line with the party's bid to woo women voters, Congress also announced 10,000 rupees aid per year for women chief, women head of households.
और कानून पास है आजीवन कारावास हिंदुस्तान में कहीं नहीं पास हुआ जो हमने कानून बनाया है पेपर लीक वाला भी। एडवोकेट प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट, एडवोकेट्स का राइट थी कि प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट लागू होना चाहिए, वो भी हमने पास कर दिया। अब रुक गया है राज्यपाल के बाद में केंद्र के बाद में अलग बात है। किसानों की जमीनें कुर्क नहीं हो सके। अब आयोग बनेगा हाईकोर्ट जज की अध्यक्षता के अंदर, सुनवाई होगी, उसके बाद फैसला होगा। इस प्रकार का ये भी क्रांतिकारी कानून बनाएगा।
Now, the Enforcement Directorate has issued a notice to edtech major Byju's asking it to pay 9,000 crores for allegedly violating foreign funding laws. According to sources in the Enforcement Directorate, Byju's received foreign direct investment of around 28,000 crore between 2011 and 23. The edtech major allegedly remitted around 9,754 crores to foreign jurisdictions during the same time period in the name of overseas direct investment. Byju's, meanwhile, has written to its shareholders saying they were sharing findings by a top law firm which did not find any foreign exchange violations by them. International news now. And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has convened his war cabinet amid efforts to seek release of the hostages who had been captured by Hamas in Gaza amid the war. Earlier, leader of Hamas said that they were close to reaching a truce agreement with Israel.
Is Hamas close to a truce with Israel? Media reports have said Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh is negotiating a truce with Israel in exchange for hostages. This comes on the heels of massive protests by the Israeli hostages' families in Tel Aviv, demanding concrete action by the Israeli government to get their loved ones back.
We know that taking down Hamas, we keep hearing from them, is going to take months or years, and it's going to take a long time. On the other hand, the other objective is time sensitive. People are dying. It doesn't mean that we should not care about taking down Hamas. Absolutely not. Nobody is claiming that. Nobody is saying that. But we definitely have a criticism on how this prioritization goes.
Amid growing international concern over the mounting death toll of civilians in Gaza, South Africa has asked for the International Criminal Court to issue an arrest warrant against Israeli PM for alleged war crimes. South Africa's ruling party, the African National Congress, has also said that it would support a parliamentary motion calling for the Israeli embassy in South Africa to be shut. In retaliation, Israel has recalled its ambassador to South Africa. Ishan Arora's report for NDTV.
Now, India-Australia's 2+2 dialogue was held in the national capital with an eye on China. India and Australia agreed that they will work together to ensure a free and open Indo-Pacific region. External Affairs Minister Jaishankar also confirmed that India's diplomatic row with Canada was also discussed.
Right after the Cricket World Cup final between India and Australia, the second 2+2 between the defence and foreign ministers of the two nations. While Defence Minister Rajnath Singh emphasised on cooperation in fields like AI, anti-submarine and cyber-terrorism, External Affairs Minister Jaishankar and Australia's Foreign Minister Penny Wong also met and agreed on the strength of the bilateral relationship and progress in Quad. Topics like Canada and West Asia were also discussed.
There is, I can say without exaggeration, a real momentum in the India-Australia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. Our Prime Ministers actually exchanged visits this year. I would really also, on that note, like to thank Foreign Minister Wong for Australia's strong and consistent support given to us. Did we discuss issues between India and Canada? Yes, I spoke about it to Minister Wong, and as you know, Australia has a good, strong, close relationship with both of us. So I felt it was important that Australia get our perspective on the issue.
As expected, the current West Asia and Middle East situation was also discussed.
There are different aspects of the very complex and challenging situation that we face today. And to it also the hostages issue. There's a second set of issues, and this is the humanitarian crisis that we see in Gaza today. The need for humanitarian assistance, which is very urgent, and the observance of international humanitarian law there. So that's the second set of issues. And the third set of issues relate to the rights and the future of the Palestinians.
We are seeing a humanitarian situation in Gaza which is dire. The world is rightly engaged on this issue. We share the view that what occurred on October 7 was an act of terrorism and it needs to be unequivocally condemned. We share the view that the hostages should be released, and we repeat our call for that. On the humanitarian crisis, we have taken a very clear view, which we've articulated publicly, about the importance of international law.
One area where the interests of both the nations converge are a free and open Indo-Pacific, a common thread at Quad 2, which India is hosting next year. In Delhi, Kadambini Sharma for NDTV.
Welcome back. Now, stand-up comic Veer Das spoke exclusively to my colleague Abira following his big win at the International Emmys. Veer Das won in the Unique Comedy Special category for his Netflix show Veer Das Landing. Speaking to NDTV, Veer Das said he was surprised by the win as he was up against tough competition.
Hi Veer, welcome to NDTV, and let's say this first, congratulations, making us proud.
For what? For this? This is, I've been sliding it into this thing, and then what I've realized is every time I slide it into this frame, this lamp looks like it's a part of the Emmys architecture. So I will slightly move it so it's got all this thing. But yes,
So beautiful.
Thank you, thank you. I have no idea how to get this through John F. Kennedy Airport in a few hours. And do I check it in?
Do you have to take special permissions for this?
I don't know, Eric. They've given me like a dabba to this thing, so I'm going to just have like one big dabba underneath my arms as I walk through John F. Kennedy Airport, which will be interesting.
Tell me honestly, when you were sitting there just before the announcement, were you nervous? Did you expect it? Were your hands wet?
No, my hands were not wet. My wife gave me one lucky crystal. So I was holding one lucky crystal in my hand. And I did not expect it because I was up against, mammoth shows. The thing is, I am a Netflix show, so that definitely comes with a global reach. But I was up against Dairy Girls, and I was up against, massive fictional shows that take hundreds of people to make and cost millions and millions of dollars. And I'm essentially, 4 of us made this show, and I'm a guy on a stool, saying idiotic things. So I did not think we had a shot. So when they said my name, it was very surprising. But it's a damn good time to party with friends, and to cherish the people who get you there. So last night, some friends from Netflix, myself, and people who work with me, we just had some pizza, which was great. We kind of, put our feet up, had some pizza. There was an Emmy in the room, but it was still, if there was no Emmy in the room, it would still been good pizza and a good time,
I remember in one of your Instagram posts, you had said that how Indian award ceremonies do not have a section for stand-up comedy. And here you are, just not, being a game changer for India, but internationally. So, you think now things are going to change?
Good Lord, that's a very large question. I don't know how much effect I can have in Indian award ceremonies as such. I do think, however, if you look at the average Netflix special across the world, it's a piece of cinema, and it is designed to compete with pieces of cinema. If you look at Veerdas Landing, I directed it like it was a movie. There's a 3-act structure. It was shot by Jay Oza, who shot Gully Boy. So there is definitely a cinematic feel to it. And when we made it, there's editing to it, there's sound design to it. Sound designing a comedy special, having just sound designed a fiction series, sound designing a comedy special is 40 times harder because you're sound designing 800 laughs, hopefully, in this thing. So it's a piece of cinema, and I think comedy specials deserve to be acknowledged for filmmaking and for crew,
We saw in New York, you are not alone. You have your colleagues there. There's Shefali Shah, there is Ekta Kapoor, there is Jim Sarbh. How did you all come together and celebrate this occasion?
Shefali Shah is a once-in-a-generation talent. I definitely think she's India's Meryl Streep. And I think Jim is well on the same path. I think we can all agree. So I've been able to be in the room with them over the last 2 or 3 days and have a drink and have dinner and kind of witness some great artistry. So that's, I think that will stay with me more than the buzz of the award. I really just learned a lot being around Shefali especially. And I truly believe she deserved the award.
Okay, my last question. There's a very thin line between comedy and controversy. So when you are making your content, how do you make sure that you don't cross that line?
I'm not in charge of the line.
Is it too much of pressure? Sorry. Or is it too much of pressure?
No, I don't think about the line. You think about the line. That's how this works. You're the audience. You're my teacher. It's my job to walk up to the line. And you let me know where it is. And you move it every 5 minutes, by the way. So as you move it, I'll continue to work with you and we'll both find the line.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Veer. And once again, congratulations. You made us proud.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You're very kind. Thank you.
With that, it's a wrap on the bulletin. Keep watching NDTV for more news and updates.